There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, is today and forever.
Land of the rising sun, we love and cherish. Beloved homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if their prize is death for all we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hail to Biafra, consecrated nation. O fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be a dedication. Spilling our blood we count a privilege. The waving standard which emboldens the free shall always be a flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed we'll pass. When we are poised, the wounds of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets build the glorious sun. Our victory will scarred our minds around. Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfall. Guide all our movement lest we go astray. Give us the strength to hear the humanist call, to give and not to count their cost each day. Bless those who rule to serve with resoluteness, to make this climb a land of righteousness.
The Bible clearly shows where the true Israelites are and where the Messiah is going to gather his people. Judah, he's going to gather from the four corners of the earth. But the other tribes, he will gather from beyond the rivers of Cush in Africa.
Like a candle in the night that came and blew us away.
And like a thief in the night that came and stole it away.
We've been in the bondage for so long. We need a light.
All the Biafrans shall stand up, rise up for your freedom.
It's a freedom song.
Freedom song.
Fighting for our freedom, so you gotta future of the children, the hope of the rising sun. We will keep on believing and fighting to the end of time. We can't really war. Hey, Babylon them walkers off in the waiting. Brutality them can never see. The rising of the sun. The futures of tomorrow. Now give them the strength they need. Freedom song. Freedom.
Yes, so once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, people of conscience around the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is being anchored by Diokpa Uche Ukafo-Mefo, who hails from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. Diokpa Uche Ukafo-Mefo is the man who has simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. This word would not have emanated except he have seen corruption in personification, corruption in disguise, corruption in a supposedly holy platform, corruption in the high places, corruption among brethren. And of course, like every genuine human being across the globe, if anybody want to progress, if any nation, institution, organization want to progress, they must watch out for every trace of corruption and make sure it is not just isolated but completely eliminated. And so with this confidence assurance, we came I am George ONYIBE, and of course I come from Agbo. Agbo is in Anyoma province in Delta State. And like I always say, every piece of land in Delta State is Biafra land. But of course, it's not an issue that is under debate. In the nearest future, we will all have to embrace the truth, and then we'll move ahead. I want to use this opportunity to observe my protocol on this platform, to acknowledge members of the Biafra Nation Alliance, those who understand the true meaning of commencement, the end of one thing, the beginning of another, those who understand why they must stand their ground, and those who are willing to sacrifice everything necessary to see that Biafra is restored. Acknowledge all of you, from the administrators to the board of trustees to our media department, of course, every member across the globe. Your sacrifice are not unnoticed, and of course, Biafrans appreciate you. I want to acknowledge members of the Biafra de facto customary government, the parliamentary, the executives, and every other arm responsible for piloting the affair. You people, in the midst of nothing, you have actually achieved great things. We understand the indifference feeling, but we are glad that your willingness, your submission, your desire, that pain to see your people being alleviated from unusual crisis is what fuels you and drives you. Not everybody will buy your idea or opinion, but one of the beauty of creation, human being to be precise, is that they have conscience. You know when you are doing the right thing, and you know when you are doing the wrong thing. This cannot be defined in its right sense from the human point of angle, because religiously, definitions of words are different, most of them, from that of the dictionary definition. And so the judgment of one regarding you does not really matter as such, but it is who you know you are that really matter. You're driven by your conscience. Conscience is that aspect of man that is actually created in the image of God. You cannot violate it. You cannot deceive your conscience. You cannot make your conscience to lie. You can only shut your conscience up, and it's going to leave you, because you are a free moral agent. And so you know from your heart of heart you are doing what you ought to do. Biafrans, thank you, and you are highly appreciated. Comfortable men who would have gone and lived their life in affluence, enjoy with their children. Of course, this is Christmas around the corner. You just decide to give yourself a little more headache. You just decide to stress yourself. And somewhere along the line, you think nobody is acknowledging your sacrifice. This evening, I say, people are acknowledging it. When you are long gone, you will still live among the people of Biafra, because your actions this day can never be blotted out. Nobody will exchange it. And of course, I move on to acknowledge the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. It does not matter the camp you belong to. It is just a process of time. Everybody will understand that you are not going anywhere. All you do is character assassinate everybody. Very soon now, there will be nobody to character assassinate. There is nobody to blackmail. You will take it to your own house. You will blackmail your mother. You will character assassinate your father. You are doing it already, because you are eating your brothers already in our true freedom. And you see them jumping everywhere. We are freedom fighter. Biafra must come. Biafra must come. Nobody is in doubt. Biafra is a done deal. But there are process required. All protocol must be observed. If not, you are deceiving yourself. just like your leader Nnamdi Kanu. We told him there is a lot that go with armed struggle. He thought he's a warrior that is picked up like a Greek fowl, and you are not ashamed shouting international rendition, international kidnapping, international arrestation. But he was a lion. He's almost a god. And so all you do is you come on people's platform, you distract us, you think you are trying to drain our energy, but you have no idea where our help come from. Our help come from God that makes the heavens and the earth. You cannot drain the sun. The energy of the sun, you cannot drain it. Stop deceiving yourself. Stop fooling yourself. Stop using our monthly due to fight us. Stop using our monthly due to oppress us. You cannot turn against, take the very system we build to destroy. It's not possible for you. We will make you see the end of this discord you have sown. It's a promise. You can choose to live in past glory. You think it's happening. Collect amnesty now. Come out. We are waiting for you. Collect amnesty now. Those of you who it runs in your blood and in your lineage to sell your brother and sister, collect now. Zombie, come here. Chinasa has given you money. Come on my platform. Nobody to criticize now. You see Simeon Ekpa. Simeon Ekpa still 1 million. It's still 100 million. Ado Yibo still 1 million. Ada Highway still 1 million. Madam Oyibo do this one. Una know the shame. And you are on this platform. The indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, all of them Zumbi, they will be the first to come on my platform. They will be the last to go. And you see them, they will be saying, I don't even know why we are here. Let us live here. These people are Nigerian people. But they won't go. I have resolved not to block any of you. The next generation must see how hopeless indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, these zombies are. Those in diaspora are paying themselves. They are doing well. Those of you in Biafra land, the zombies, you're comparing yourself with those under payroll. May God open your eyes. Having acknowledged you, please come and do your dirty job, because we love it. I move ahead to acknowledge the Creator, the one who made the heavens and the earth, because with him we are not afraid of any challenge. With him we know we will get home. Atụkwasịrị gị obi m, onye nwe m. Atụkwasịrị gị obi m, Chimo. Atụkwasịrị gị obi m, mgbe niile, oge niile. Atụkwasịrị gị obi, Chineke ma o. He said. And of course, at this moment, I want to first of all say compliment of the season to Homo sapiens around the globe. I really wish you will have a wonderful festive period, a successful one, in good health. I sincerely pray you will not lack, and then let the new year embrace you and your family with good health, with divine opportunities, success and progress at every level, that in the end God will put your foot on the neck of your enemy. In Jesus' name I pray. He said. We'll move on to our topic this evening. I also want to encourage those of you who traveled home, those of you from diaspora, the position we find ourselves, we're supposed to caution ourselves. If you are hiding in Abuja and Lagos, be rest assured it's as dangerous as your village. Our people say Shuka Ekwakoyegbe. I will not advise you to go to your village and then drive flashy car to tell them you have arrived. Flesh eater are all around us. None the Kano boys, they are eating people. But then go home. You are a homeboy. Behave like one. You can choose to tie wrapper. You have a feel of your ancestral land. Observe them. Because this tumor, this evil that is almost engulfing our communities will not be like that. If most of you understand what we are trying to prevent, by now all of you will be standing your ground and none of this rubbish will happen. So come to Delta and tell me you are known government so that thunder will fire you. We have IPOB in Delta now. Most of them know my family house now. I tell you, your generation, even the one that has left Delta, the remaining one, they will run far. They will run far. One person cannot cook for the whole community, but the community can cook for one person. You talk about discipline, you know nothing about. They talk about commitment, they know nothing about. They talk about truth, fairness, justice, equity, the love of one another. They know nothing about these things. And now most of you are going to hide in Abuja and you hide in Lagos. You're going to bring your old mother, lodge her in an air-conditioned hotel. When are you going to feel the spiritual influence behind where your umbilical cord is buried? Go to the west, to the south, to the east, anywhere you go, there is no place like home. Our father before us, they knew this truth, and that is why they sang and say, oh my home, oh my home, oh my home, when shall I see my home? When shall I see my native flag? I will never forget my home. David knew this truth. He desired not for the throne, but he wished to see Jebusites. He wanted to see Jerusalem. How he will go to Jerusalem and have a drink of the water from the Jebusite brook. But except you are not thinking in that direction, you will not be able to understand why we are mad. We are very, very mad. We are mad. We are crazy. Because there is a vibration within our spirit. We can't even explain it ourselves. So when you are in the village, coordinate yourself. Because there are too many enemies on the ground. We have Nnamdi cannibals, ESM or known gunmen. They pretend to be protecting us, but they become worse than Boko Haram, terrorizing our people. Don't make any mistake. We still have Fulani headsmen, Miati Allah, Boko Haram. We have some security agency who are impersonating our people to commit crime. Those in the checking point is going to shoot you at any mistakes. But understand that I'm only asking you to be cautious. Running away, paying all those transport plane fare to come home, and then you hang in another person's village will not save you. You come home, but be guided. Look at people who have sense. Let them advise you. Be very meticulous in your movement, and I can assure you, you will have a successful trip. Our topic this evening is titled Avoiding the Mistakes of Our Predecessors is a guarantee way for Biafra restoration. Avoiding the mistake of our predecessors is a guarantee way to get Biafra. I see so many confused agitators, and now they are all on social media. Why they are attacking each other, castigating each other, insulting each other, character assassinating each other, invading each other privacy, why they are dragging each other in the mud. They still have the temerity, they still have these goals, this kind of boldness. And unity is what will give us Biafra. In unity, let us give us unity. Let's fight for unity. Unity of you and who? Do they even know the meaning of unity? Do they understand the terms behind unification? These are people without shame. They don't have honor. All these years under pretense. Now the Kano will come on air and give you sweet talk. All of us are going. We are all going home. But when his evil has almost consumed him, he didn't know when he come on radio and say, what kind of Anyoma nonsense? What kind of Anyoma nonsense? This is the person looking for unification. We have documented your stupidity. But everybody will know that Nnamdi Kanu is the real problem. He wants unification. You have not gotten Biafra. I come from a village known as 7 Clients. 7 Clients made up Utokpo. The least among all the clans is bigger than Afari Beku times 20. And then you from Afari Beku, because you become God eventually, you are calling a region. You are calling a region the owner of almost independent states. You are calling them rubbish. What kind of animal rubbish? And you are looking for unity. You people, stop deceiving our people. The people who have gone before us, they made mistakes. I can never stand to fault any of them. But I can clearly point out and say, I do not think this is right. Because I'm not sure they went to school of freedom fighting. It's just like the same thing we are doing here. None of us studied freedomalism in university. None of us studied agitationalism in university. None of us studied Biafranalism in university. But somewhere along the line, our people with so many one way or the other, we just really need to push to see that we change our position, our situation in the Nigerian prison, because that is what it is to us as a people. And this is one truth that cannot be overemphasized. We must learn from their mistakes. We must apply caution. It is not just enough talking to people so they feel good. We can do that very well. We can do that very well. Shift you emotionally, bastardize you and make a fool out of you. And even as a reverend, that is one thing I never did. Those who know me, those who have gone to their churches to preach, they know that, one, you don't tell me to raise fund. I'm not good at that. It's as simple as ABC. I'll just tell you, this church needs drum. How many of you can make it possible? How many of you can afford it? I don't tell you God told me to tell you that you will buy drum. I don't do that. I've said this in many occasions. We observe every church protocol. Once in every month, then we used to have Thanksgiving. And on this Thanksgiving, my church members, as a general overseer, for your information, they come with food item, some money. And at the end of the service, I will see food stock up in my office. And then my children are feeding fine. And then I look at the people who brought this food, and most of them are even dying of hunger, but they want to give God 1 tuber of yam. And if there are 30 of them, that is 30 tubers of yam. This is Thanksgiving. It's for me as the pastor. It's totally for me, so that the man of God will not be hungry. And I will call my assistant after service. I will share some for him. I will ask him, take this, go back to this family. Take this, go back to this family. Take this, go back to this family. Because those family needs this food more than me. Most of my church members are listening. Some of them were not even happy. Pastor, we brought something for you. How can you be giving it to them? Why am I bringing up all these things? That is not our intention. To come here and make you feel good. You live on false hope. What are those of you waiting for Eloha Biafra of 2020? How do you feel now? You are trying to encourage yourself that all is well. We've seen all this nonsense happen through the life of our predecessors. How can we toe the same path, knowing that it's not going to lead us anywhere, rather than to expose the next generation to more deeper danger than we can anticipate? And so they come, oh, Biafra must come. Is anybody in doubt of that? Yes, we have to unificate. Let's unitize. Unificating, unitizing with who? Who are you? Which unity are you talking about? The main issue is lying down there. We are giving our people sweet talk. You people would have turned it to a club. But now maybe you'll be able to have your way. But you set a process in motion. You can't control it now. You may have to kill some gullible ones who refuse to listen, but we shall know how many people you will kill before the end of this journey, because it has already begun. Learning to avoid the mistake of those who have gone before us remain one of the most important key factors that will not only enable us to restore Biafra, but to restore Biafra speedily. Biafra will come. Biafra will come. Yeah, Biafra is already here. Biafra is here. Some people even know the date Biafra will come. And from their lips, you can't see they are liars. The Bible in different terms try to prophetically tell us the signs of the end time. Jesus in Matthew 24 specifically gave the disciples clue. But the clue still lead them nowhere. It is a metaphor. It's not taking them anywhere. Most of the thing he predicted has happened. We're moving to other deeper revelation. But Jesus is not here. Am I telling you Jesus is not coming? But Jesus ended up in telling them after every narratives that the day and time know no man except my Father in heaven. The day of the fulfillment of this event, this revelation, nobody know it, only my Father in heaven. Biafra can come tomorrow, but God is not unfaithful, because as we are speaking now, if they say Biafrans go, who are they going to give it to? You see, as everybody is hiding their madness, IPONC and some free criminal pro-Biafran group are flagging up security everywhere, bringing shelter scan to tell you it is a ballistic missile. They will fire Aso Rock. They will fire heaven. And you love those lies. You're making contribution for it. Shelters container. Then paint a Biafran flag. Use carbide and electrode. Wear the pole for the nyash. Do one like plane. Put them for ground. Put smoke. Grass. Yeah, we have produced a ballistic missile. Hey, he's going to bomb Nigeria. You are deceived to the level of your education. That is what you want to hear. There are a lot of mad people, very crazy people. They are waiting for the right time, and it will shock all of you. So each time you come, oh, we are ESN, we are this one, you are this one, we are that one, we are this one. You don't know what is going on. There are people in the Atlantic Ocean. There are people in the creek. There are people in the bush. There are people underground. There are people who are invisible already. There are people waiting to do the needful. But you don't know. So who are they going to give the Biafra? You think God does not understand? We're supposed to keep our house in order and stop deceiving our people. Biafra will come. Biafra will come. Not until the true formation and formula is initiated. You just be on social media and be deceiving your people. We are here to checkmate all of you. We are here to serve as a watchdog for all of you. Now we be on EFCC. If we learn from the mistake of those who have gone before us, I said not only will Biafra be restored, but it's going to be speedily. I fear most of us are taking this issue for granted, and so we go log ahead making the same mistake, sometimes ignorantly. But unfortunate situation is that we are expecting to get better result outside the result of our predecessors. That is my fear. Some of us are moving and making the same mistake they make, and they think somewhere along the line, miraculously, everybody now is a visionary. God told everybody now, God will send them spiritual journey. These are people toiling with matter greater than them. Matter they know nothing about. Some are doing what they are doing ignorantly, but yet we all expect better results. Biafra will come. Biafra will come. It's here already. Is this one, you know, just deceiving you, boosting your morale. They ginger your swagger. Landlady and landlord, and tenant. All these things, our predecessors, our fathers who's gone before us, they've done all these things. And maybe tonight, we need to take a time, and also for the sake of the immediate generation and future generation, I think tonight it is important we comprehensively analyze and review some of these mistakes, because of the immediate generation so messed up. Our generation is so messed up. One could only wonder how the next generation is going to be if we cannot stand up on our feet. So messed up. The generation of 1967 and 1970, we may call them olden days people, but the level of the achievement, it's unbelievable. The level of the achievement is unimaginable, unique exceptionally in their own way. And so tonight, let us comprehensively try to review some of these mistakes. Let's start from, let's just try and draw 2 or 3 examples. I start with Adakaburu. Isaac Adakaburu. From Ijaw Nation. He is the pioneer of minority right activists. Isaac Adakaburu, along the line, felt his people were being, should I say, marginalized or deprived. And so he was not happy. He was many things to so many people. And as a just son, having been exposed to certain level, decided to gather some Ijaw youth. He called them Niger Delta Volunteer Force. So when now they cannot talk about security outfit, even before he was born, people have started forming groups, armed groups. Adakaburu was born in Ogu, close to Okreka in River State. Adakaburu grew up. He spent most of his adult life in Enugu, whether in prison or in the campus. He was the student union leader in Enugu. He was a chemistry student. Some say he's undergraduate, but he was also a policeman, at the same time a military man. I think he was properly exposed. You understand what it takes. In his time, when you have genuine academians, intellectuals, Original one, not all this half baked. If he was once a student union president, believe me, he has something in his head. Having studied Enugu, only few cities in Nigeria could compare to Enugu around 1968, 1938 to 1968. Only few cities. Forget about Enugu is not developing like Lagos and Abuja. But in his time, it was the glory of Africa. Adakaboro, as a German, he knew they have the population. And so in his mind, if all the Ijaw nation comes together, they can do this. He was fighting for the right of every Ijaw sons and daughter, not every Biafran. Having formed the security group known as Niger Delta Volunteer Force, I think about 22 of them, they led war against Nigeria. Armed struggle with such few men. All of them Ijaw people. Number one, he was fighting for the right of the minority. He was fighting for the right of the minority. General Yakubu Gowon, as he's called, was in charge of the federal power. And then in the eastern region, it was Dim Chukwuemeka Odimegwu that is in charge. And his accusation is that the federal government of Nigeria and the government of Ojukwu were the one preventing development from coming to Ijaw land, where the resources is coming from. Because they saw the beautiful city of Enugu, but he has to climb one canoe, one bacha bridge to get to his father compound. The only thing he sees is expatriate with their earth moving machine or their flying boat, cruising in their water. He knew life and he knew denial. And so invariably, he was saying, the same way they repair Lagos, the same way they repaired Enugu, they should repair Ijaw land. It's just a very, when you hear Adakaburu, you think he's a giant. It's just one small boy like that. And they moved a revolution. They fought Nigerian for 12 days. For 12 good days. For 12 good days. They were neutralized. They were charged for treason. Treason under the Nigerian is it constitution or decree is punishable, or you are going to be sentenced to death. He was kept in prison and then awaiting his death sentence. And that should be around 1968. And then a long time they were having some rebellion from the west, which involved Awolowo among other people. But they are not my discussion this evening. When Ojukwu began to see a glimpse of what Adakaburu was glamoring for, agitating for, Ojukwu believed, even though he didn't say it, but he made a mistake. Adakaburu made a mistake. Ojukwu made a mistake. Ken Saro-Wiwa made a mistake, which we shall reveal in the course of this study. Ojukwu released Awolowo and sent it back to his people. To him, it's a way of lobbying. It's a way of forming alliance. But the alliance did not yield any fruit. On the other hand, few days before, in fact, the eve of the Nigerian Biafran war, Gowon used his federal might and released Adakaburu. And immediately he was decorated as a major, or is a major in the army. He was decorated, incorporated into the Nigerian military. The next day, the Biafran war broke out. They gave him gun, and maybe some of his remaining men, to go and kill his own people. Because they were bittered that Ojukwu would have released Adakaburu. Ijaw people, Niger Delta people, majority of them will rather die than to fight to defend the Biafran cause. All these things were there. It created deep hatred and enmity between us. Very deep hatred. Because some zombie were all around Ojukwu, just like you have zombie all around Nnamdi Kanu. What you don't know, you are telling us. What you do not have experience, you are telling us. There were deep hatred. Have you ever been to Cross River State? You see somebody going by the name Chidema, and he say, Chidema, how are you? Are you from Igbo? He say, no, I'm not Igbo. But you are Chidema, and you are speaking Igbo, and you are not from Igbo. Because some zombies were killing people. It's just like what Nnamdi Kanu are doing. If you are from Imo State, and you are not supporting unknown gunmen, you are not a caliber, they will come and kill you. You are breeding enemy from among your people. Because those people you are killing their brothers and their sisters and raping them and roasting them, they have brothers that are deadlier than you. They are taking record of all of you. And when it will start now, all these issues are still hanging. And somebody think you are coming to use mic and gingerize everybody, and then will become mugu for you. Use your brain. Oh. A lot of atrocity went on even without the knowledge of Ojukwu. But it did not favor Ojukwu, neither did it favor Adakaburu. Adakaburu was specially assigned to go to Upobu, Nkoro, Ibani land, Bone, and the rest of it. His mission was assassinate the Igbos. And you know, they speak partly Igbo, and then they speak Ibani language. First-hand information, somebody from Bone there. He told me that on that very night, they have passed information and said, once it is so time, there were containers that were dropped there. They told the indigenes of Bone Island and all the other island to go into the container. There's going to be a raid. And almost every Igbo man standing on that ground were all assassinated. Almost all of them. Only those that fortune smiled on. And having neutralized the Igbos as directed by the Nigerian government, Adakaburu was seen as a threat against the Nigerian state. And so what did they do? They killed him. For more than 2 decades or thereabout, there have always been conspiracy. Igbo kill Adakaburu. Igbo kill Adakaburu. Igbo people kill Adakaburu. And many people believed it. Until forensic investigation was conducted. And they discovered that from the position where Adakaburu died, and at that time where he died there, it was not possible for any Igbo man to be there. And then the story changed. But from within whatever happened, it still leaves a strife within us. The story not fully told. And we are left to live and have assessment on each other based on speculation. And less than 6 months after this incident, Ojukwu made the same move. He followed the same pattern. They confronted the Gowon government with its British allies and said this union is not working. Let us go back to region. And so when we are still talking about devolution of power, restructuring and everything, that is why they went to Aburi. They agreed. They ate food on the same plate. And Gowon refused to make public declaration on what they agreed on. For one reason or the other, Ojukwu went and announced the outcome of their meeting in Aburi. Nigeria declared police action against the eastern region. In the name of police action, over 10 million people died. Today we gladly accept it, Nigerian Biafran war. And some people will come out and say Ojukwu should not have fight war, as if Ojukwu carry gun and start fighting war. What was the essence of initiating police action? Military men with gun, you are calling it police action. Who was the policeman? Okay, they were police at the same time army, because Adakaburu was police at the same time army. Is that what you are telling me? And so it looked more safer. And then Ojukwu, for one reason or the other, is obliged to defend his people. But he made a mistake. I have sampled all most progressive minded people I know from our region in terms of exposure, in terms of academic qualification. Some of the best humans. I love these men. All of them were Ojukwu mate, grade mate or colleague. All of them. But none of them was incorporated into Biafran nation. And that begins to make me wonder, why did Ojukwu not deploy the advantage of Ferdinand Azikiwe exposure? Why did Ojukwu not walk side by side with Chinua Achebe? Why did Akanebiam not found to be part of the people who worked with Ojukwu to formulate policy? Why is Father Mbono, Ejike Mbono, not part of his cabinet? Professor Ben Wabuezi, why did they not work with Ojukwu government? Our parliamentary first republic, Mbazurike Amechi, he was there. Why were they not incorporated into the Biafran government? And there are evidence that Ojukwu gave almost all of them house arrest. They were not allowed to move more than 10 kilometer radius around their house. Ojukwu gave an order. None of these people I just mentioned, they should not travel more than 10 kilometer radius from their house, their residence. They never complained. They stayed there. Few of them who could not accept it, like Asiko Pabe, who were able to escape, they ran away. Brilliant mind, intelligent people. Sometimes outside the army generals that work with Ojukwu, you hardly hear the name of most brilliant veterans who would have given Ojukwu unusual support, locally and internationally. It's a mistake, I must tell you. The same way we have found ourselves on the same crossroad. We have progressive-minded individuals, very intelligent one, positioned in different strategic offices, occupying unique positions around the world. Why can't they be incorporated? Why can't they be incorporated? But rather, Nnamdi Kanu has spent more of our time and resources in trying to destroy anybody he perceives to have influence. Simeon Ekpa was saying the other time, he said that they asked him to hand over his entire Biafra and Idu Kingdom app before he will broadcast on Radio Biafra. And he said something. I refuse to hand over to them because when I hand it over to them, they will change the password and they will make me to compromise. And when I refuse to compromise, they will blackmail me. And after blackmailing me, I will not have any place to defend myself. And if I thought before I could be able to come out with another platform to defend myself, it would have been 2-3 months. Then they would have succeeded in spreading the lies into your brain. Most of you can accept rubbish. You do not consider, you do not review, you don't re-evaluate, you don't evaluate, you just accept it. He said then it may be too late. So he refused. And so in my mind I say, okay, this guy don't get sense. Now they cannot have destroyed many people. And you know, they will still be the one to call you, please cool down, everything will be fine. You just cool down. Biafra kainacho. These are mistakes Ojukwu has made. These are some of the mistakes Adakaboro have made. And then after the era of Ojukwu, and then another one came up, Ken Saruwa, the spokesperson for the liberation of the Ogoni people, Mosop. Later on, he was made the president. This is a human rights activist. He came out crying to Nigerians, you are messing up our land. Because every oil company want to exploit oil from Ogoni land. They take the moves. He was set up. They called Ogoni elders. They asked all of them to gather in Bori. Kansariwa was not in the community that day. He was not in his community. He was coming from wherever he stays to attend the meeting. On his way to the meeting, he was stopped on the road and was informed that he should not go to that meeting. That all the chiefs that came to that meeting, all of them have been executed. And then they blew it out of proportion that it was Ken Saruwa. Ken Saruwa can be anything anybody say. But looking at his eyes, I know he's not a killer. It's a jovial man. I can read him clearly from his eyes. He's a jovial man. And I can tell you he mean nobody no harm. He was set up. He was set up. But he made a mistake. He trusted the Nigerian state. As a friend of late Abacha, he thought he could have his way. It's just to call Abacha. Is it not Abacha? All of them enjoyed during the war. Abacha was in charge of a Bori camp. The Bori camp, the land that belonged to Ojukwu father, supposedly, as it is said, Abacha was sitting there. He was the general in charge of Port Harcourt. They were playing music 247. And when they call it Bori camp, you see Abacha must have spent most of his time in Bori, Ogoni land. Before that land was acquired and they converted to barrack. He made a mistake. They thought only Ogoni people can do it. They can go to court from here till tomorrow. They can review the matter from here till tomorrow. But this injustice will not be addressed until a bigger force, another force, collaborate. Let us stop deceiving our people. Go back to what happened in time past and correct some of these mistakes. And now, from everything I have said, we have to review some extramoral lesson. Maybe 5 extramoral lessons that we need to learn. And so when they are saying, oh, Biafra is coming today, Biafra is not going to come, all of them are lying. Biafra is a done deal, but there are a lot of issues that need to be addressed. There are a lot of mistakes our predecessors has made that we are making already. It is going to serve as a clause in the wheel of our progress. Number 1, no single tribe can break itself out of Nigerian prison. From our Dakaboro experience, we must understand there is no single tribe, no single ethnic nationality, no single Biafra nation can break themselves out of Nigeria. If you lie, jump from here, oh, Igbo nation, we want Igbo nation, you are joking. It will set you up. Go and ask Adakaburu. Adakaburu become great influence that motivated people like Kent Saruwiwa, Asari Dokubo, among others, to hold the bull by the horn and continue from where he stopped. But we are still here. There we lies. We must learn from it. Oh, he got a nation. Oh, he go to me, go donation. Hey, he do kingdom nation. Hey, he John nation. Oh, Urobo nation. Yes, Anyoma nation. Efik nation. Ibibio nation. You will be messed up. You will be messed up. Dakaburu was assigned out of hatred to revenge. He become an instrument of his own undoing. All those groups that Nigerian promise help us destabilize, in fact, help us kill Igbo one. We will give you resource control. Almost all of them were killed. Kansaruwa killed. Adakaburu killed. Obuwale killed. And so if you are trying to divide us, as some Nigeria agents in the guise of agitators are doing already, prepare, the journey has just begun. We should learn also that almost all of them, irrespective of their shortcoming, become dangerous weapon in the hands of their adversary. All of them, at the end of the day, they become dangerous weapon in the hand of the enemy. Most of us are gradually working for Nigeria without our knowledge, becoming a weapon of our undoing. You are doing that already. Nigerians are relaxing. They are analyzing us. And then zombies and monkeys are there. They died and we send them to heaven. God will do the judgment. Unknown gunmen, they send 20 police to heaven. But the amazing thing is, all those police, Fulani police, were shouting, they are mounting checking point. It's amazing now that any checking point that is raided, they kill only Igbo, or is IPOB bullet actually designed for Igbo police? It's becoming a weapon, doing the bidding for our adversaries. But you must understand, there are resistance force waiting for you. You are not ready for it. If you don't want to believe it, China Sanwo-Olu seems invincible before. But I'm surprised the way people talk to you now. You look like you are not a god after all. Because your job is to blackmail everybody, character assassinate everybody. I wonder why Tony Zulumike is not talking. Tina Sanwo-Olu is the one that blackmail everybody. Bro, do you know why we were in the meeting that Nayanya and and Tony Zulumike were making love in our embassy in Germany? You people don't talk about your embassy in Germany again. Rubbish people, criminals. And it's the one that come, we will not allow them, they can't destroy Biafra. But you have finished destroying the people. And so what use is a country without a people? The same mistake those people made. You are repeating it. And with what we know, we are going to play fool for you. Prepare very well. We have told you, this thing will not end the way you thought it will end. Number 3, we must learn to engage every stakeholder when their presence affects our personal position, or else we will be forced to weaken our defense. Just like Ojukwu Beta experience. You must learn to engage every stakeholder. If not, if you ignore them, it will weaken your defense. Nigeria cycled Biafra land. They wanted a massive checkpoint in Edo State. And then they went to Asaba, wanted another checking point. And then they moved to Umuapu between Imo and River State. Wanted another strong checking point. And then Calabar wanted another military outpost. And then another in Akwa Ibom. And then another in River State. They blocked Enugu, leaving Ebonyi isolated completely. They were in River Benue, completely crippling Osimiri people of Anyoma, Aguneri and Imuneri around the Ochanja area of Anambra. And so you couldn't go anywhere. These people have perimeters of area they cover. Completely surrounded. And they begin to close up on us. Ojukwu could not accept Ibibi land. He couldn't accept Efik. He couldn't access Anang. He couldn't access Bayelsa. He couldn't access most communities. Why? Because before they will stand to negotiate, the deed has been done already. The first Biafran war bullet was shot in Calabar, Cross River State. Not in Onitsha. But before Ojukwu could get there and gathered over 1,000 ethnic nationality and say, look at what is happening, we need to fortify this city, where are your youth, where are your men, how many unions do you have, where are the groups that can defend this land, where are the fishermen, where are the swimmers, we need to mark checking point here, these people will be here by all means. It's not there. It was a mistake. Igbo man was the what do they call them? Is he minister of the Midwestern region? It was Igbo man. They would not need to speak English with Ojukwu. But from what I see, it looks like he never agreed with Ojukwu for any reason. Okomudi and Ojukwu would have come together and say, I want na keke haigeme now. Okomudia is a calm man, he's a normal man. I never had a quarrel with Ojukwu. I never had confrontation or disagreement. But he simply said, my territory, my region will not be a battleground for anybody. That means something was missing. Because the people of Bender State would have stopped the Nigerian military, maybe some part of Awuchi, and then after Ukada land in Ondo State. They won't cross. Today, somebody say, oh, let us stand. Just like Adaka Borugi, he take few men to fight Nigeria. You think Nigeria is 3 plot of land? You think the size of map of Nigeria they show you is the size of Nigeria? And then somebody just like, oh, we want to fight war. We got to fight war. Let's fight war. We are on ground. We are ready. The bush you are hiding is consuming you already. It's eating you up already. If you are a soldier in Imo, you don't need to leave Imo and run to Abraka to defend Abraka. There should be soldier on ground there who only need support and refreshment as of when necessary. These are some of the mistakes Ojukwu made. Am I blaming him for those mistakes? If he had more reasonable people around him advising him, he will be trying to strategize in terms of the military on how to maneuver situation, and then he would have had 2 emissaries, representatives, who will go ahead of him and clear so many issues. It was a very confusing state anyway. Every stakeholder must be engaged. There must be a transparent grassroots mobilization group that champion this agitation on different platforms. There must be. I see some people, they are trying to emasculate everybody. You cannot. You cannot. There are some communities, the way they function anti-clockwise. Some people want to create group and want everybody to reason like one. We are not sheep. We are not cow. We don't live by instincts. It is the past experience that's shaping us into who we are in the future. And you must respect our stand at the moment, if only truly you can be able to compare our experience from where we are coming from. And let me use my place as an example. If you come to Abo, you don't know who is stranger. You don't know who is indigenous. In most cases, as a calm man, you intimidate a stranger who is not a calm man, and the issue get to the authority. You will not like the reception you will get, because we forbid it. And that is why most cases they say Abo is a free town. Forget about the Abo you see today. It's not developing. When Abo people wake up, our land will develop. But for now, they can be sleeping. Before there was ever Ibadan, before there was ever Lagos, before there were ever Kano, Kaduna, Boji Abo have stood out like Benin City among other Asian towns. You don't know who is stranger. But the day you know who is a stranger, who is not a stranger, is the day a stranger will tell an indigene, I will deal with you and nothing will happen, even in your own town. That time you will know that and everybody is to your tent, Israel. Onyebule nwanne ya. If I can't flow with you, I leave you and move on. It's a common natural law from our place. You can't force me to live with somebody I don't know or somebody I don't like. Neither should I kill somebody because I don't like them. We respect it. There's a family opposite my family. I've not seen my parents quarrel with them for once. We never had misunderstanding with them. Two of their children were my classmates in the primary school and even in the secondary school. But we don't flow. I never ask my parents. We will go and patronize them at times. I have not seen them come to patronize us. But when they talk, there is no grease in their bearing when they communicate. And then with time I understand. The two families cannot flow. And so to your tent, O Israel. And when you function in such a society, and you want to bring everybody together, and some people will say, no, I don't mix with these people. Well, I'm a supremacy, you must mix. Who the heck are you? You have created a platform for the original saboteur. Because you will understand what it means. Many yasaka memi yani ya love. But I know you won't understand it. That is your assignment. And then when you get to boundary, you tell the people who know that terrain, do the needful. You can't swim. Somebody have to swim. You don't know track road. There are people born with the gift of pathfinders. You don't know any place in Nigeria, but you've been to White House. You've been to all the powerhouse around the globe. But in your own country, somebody will show you road. It doesn't mean you are weak. It's just simply because the beauty of life is God creates peace within all of us. You need another person to survive. If not, if this world is where one man can survive, some people would have killed all of us and take this world for themselves. In conclusion tonight, don't let anybody deceive you. We do not have this platform, neither do we consider it potency at this stage in Biafra Restoration Project. We don't have any of this platform. We are not considering its potency. We're just pretending we are doing Biafra. If they are not raising funds, they are saying return our money. If they are not returning our money, they are catching criminal. They are insulting their father and mother and talking rubbish. And then now they cannot return to God. No single plan. There is going to be a lot of setback and shortcoming. If this pitfall of our predecessors is not properly reviewed and reconsidered in our time, it will give birth to a lot of untold evil that will take place in our land. A lot of evil. Forming a group is not to create leader. It is going to serve as a defense outpost to save ourselves from ourselves among ourselves. This is Biafra Nation Alliance. Nnamdi Kanu, having compromised everybody, showed us, delivered us, document us, and reading from what has transpired in time past, we know the stage where we are. We're calling our people under the umbrella of the Biafra Nation Alliance. You have to come together. Those of you who have been named to be killed, those of you who will be eaten, if you run alone and hide, when they catch you, nobody will know. Akuwara believes in Nnamdi Kanu completely. How Nnamdi Kanu misplaced him till today is a mystery. Ojukwu, my leader, they have misplaced him. Over a month now, nobody knows his whereabouts. A friend of the family, his family called me and said, the wife said they've been looking for Ojukwu everywhere for more than 1 month. Now we don't know if it's the DSS or if it's unknown government, because the last record I have, China Sanwo-Olu want him dead. There is bounty on his head. So who hold Ojukwu? A lesson to those of you who know the truth already. You say, I don't want trouble, let me go for my head. No, we are in on it already. We encourage you, instead of hiding, they will come and pick you like fowl, decimate you. Join Biafra Nation Alliance. One of our main duty is to protect you from the real evil people from our land. And of course, we have a nation to deliver. Running back will not save you. All of you who have put online like garment, you will be disgraced. When we started Biafra Nation Alliance, Nnamdi Kanu sent out his criminal agent. They were all over. Where is Solomon Egbu? My brother Nnamdi Kanu, my senior brother. You don't make post again. What a shame. I'm encouraging you for you to properly control a madman. In most cases, you have to behave like a madman, or else the madman will overpower all of you. For you to stop this shenanigan emanating from the tent of indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, and to be able to focus on the real enemy of our people, there is need to reciprocate. I will stop here this evening. I just simply ask you, go and review the mistakes supposedly made by these gallant men and women, both the ones who fought for rights to self-determination, those who fought for the right of the minority indigenous people, those who fight for the Bill of Rights, those who are fighting for devolution of power, restructuring of Nigeria, even at the cost of spilling the blood of our people. Find out most mistakes they made. Let's not make the same mistake. At this moment, our lines are open, and if you are able to access our platform, you should call in. Our direct line is 081-221-52971, 081-221-52971. I repeat, our direct line is 081-221-52971. And then our WhatsApp line is 070-815-54642. 070-815-45642. For the last time, the WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. That is our WhatsApp line. Feel free to call in if you can access this line. But if you have access to any of my social media platform, we the WhatsApp, the Messenger, or any other, the Telegram, you're free to call him. The lines are open. Do not forget we are on FM. We are on Simple Radio. We are on app. We are on satellite. Of course, FM is a 100.5. 100.5 FM. Between in River State, within some areas in Obiakpo local government and Obiakpo local government and Ikoli local government, you can get us there. In Anambra, Ogbaru 33 Mpo, you can get us there. And of course, Delta State on the Chahead Bridge down to Zine Junction, you can get us there. Caller on the line, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Doctor.
You're welcome to the program, Mother Biafra. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
All over the world, the good Biafrans, the truthful sayers, the lovers of freedom, those who do not allow money to take their love for Biafra away. I greet all of you. The same Kadema bless everyone. Kadema bless Biafra Nation Alliance and all our administrators all over the world. May Kadema keep all of us. Therefore, may God bless you. May God bless you. This evening you reminded me the reason why I joined IPOB in the first place is that that time now the kind of money and blood have not taken over his brain. He told us that he told us that time that we should be going to all those old men, veterans who fought the Biafran war. That if the person tell us the story, then we should come to our meeting. That's what we have been doing that time. Then we will come to our meeting, we will review the ones that they told us, and everyone will tell the different stories that all those veterans told us. Then now we will deliberate on it and know where they make mistakes and gather ourselves and say, you see this thing they did not do it very well. And if we do the same thing, what will happen to them will happen to us. So we should learn from this mistake. That's what it does. And me myself, I was looking for everyone that has ever fought for Biafra. Even coming to IPOB. I made 3 veterans because they told me that they love the way I talk to them, that he would like to join this Biafra if it's this way, but if it's for war, that he don't want again. Even one of them showed me where, I don't know what to call that thing, that the thing piece of half of his leg, and if you see that place, how deep it is. One of them, so I asked him, why is it that he don't have that small hand out of the 5 hands, the smallest one? The smallest one is like a paper. If his hand, I said, why is your hand like this? Like a paper, and the half of your hand is like a sheet paper. He told me to touch the hand. I touched it, it was as thick as anything. Man said it's because they don't have any weapon. So every morning they will go to a rock and be hitting their hands. So that their hand was as sharp as knife. So if they hit it on the Nigerian Army's head, the neck will break, and they will take their weapon and use it for the war. That's their own weapon. That's their hand is their weapon. All these things are what we should have learned. These people suffered for us. We should have learned from their mistakes. This idiot in DSS custody, this rotten blood-sucker demon, find out that money is good. Money is good, evil man and money. Okay. You want to show the world that you the money, you the man who too much love the money. That others do not love the money. Abi, because of money, you want to be kept, you want to be sucking blood, you want to doing everything.
I lost our sister on the line, and honestly, if you can stay connected back, I'll encourage you to do so by calling back. Always network challenges, but we can only get better. We understand trying moments will come, but we will survive it at the end of the day. A lot of things went wrong. They made so many mistakes, and it is hurting everybody. We said we are here to unify our people, to bring our people back together. And now we're destroying them.
Yeah, I called back again.
Go ahead, please, my sister.
The other one told you how he was a small boy. How he goes to enemy camp, collect information, goes back because he was hearing both sides, both the language. So he can defend himself in this side, he can defend himself in the other side. So he said one day they caught him and said that you are monks. He spoke their language to them, they left him. They killed the other two that was with him because those ones did not speak the language of the enemy. You see, all these people suffered all these things. That one told me that he will not join anything unless we showed him our transparency, that we are doing it in a normal way, that not a fight. These big boys and their big brother in DSS custody started saying, 14 days. Wow, 14 days I will be in the front. Now he's in the front now. He's crying for food. He's crying that his blood, they are even taking care of him. He's crying. They don't give me food in the morning until 12 o'clock. I'm wondering. See the man that wants to be at the front of war. Front. Anyway, one told me today, international, his case is international. You see, I told him it's international. Which one? He said, Kenya is in trouble. I said, stop deceiving people around. Stop deceiving people. I told them, they should stop deceiving our people. All those that do not know anything, they never joined the IPOB. They never even talk about that. They did not evangelize when we are evangelizing. They did not even contribute. They did not even share anything. They are the ones talking, international, they are coming tomorrow, just be on guard, don't worry, if they come now, they will bring them out, you raise the flag. I said, I see this dragon flag, dragon flag, which one are you using? Said you raise the flag. I said, okay, make this dragon flag. And he will come and raise again. The one he raised, he did not complete it. Let him come and raise another dragon flag. Therefore, God will bless you. We will learn from their mistakes. Biafra will come. Some of Sajama will gather us together again and give us a leader that the Biafra will be handed over to. And I know that people can them who is in heaven, the land of Biafra, the rising sun. They will never allow any evil to contaminate Biafran project, to contaminate Biafran restoration project. Political problem are blessed. All of us and all Biafran Nation Alliance family.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. God bless you.
Yes. It is simple. We must learn. We must get ready. We must prepare. A lot of evil is going on. Most of you, if you go out and inquire what happened in each of these instances, you will weep for yourself. But the amazing thing is what is happening now is even the tip of iceberg compared to what happened then. I mean, what happened then is just a tip of iceberg compared to what is happening now. Yes, caller on the WhatsApp.
Yes, I can hear you.
You are welcome to the program, Agunwa. As always, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, sir, from here. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all our well-meaning and good conscious people, the lovers of freedom all over the world, depending on your time zone. Dr. George, I greet you, sir, for the good work you are doing for us. May God continue to strengthen you, continue to anoint your head with oil, so that more revelations, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that surpasses every other useless activities they are doing will be ascribed onto your head, so that you continue to pilot the affair of this struggle to the concluded destination. Just as usual, you have already analyzed everything. I just have 3 things to talk about tonight before talking about talking of the mistakes they made. The reason why it's good to touch history is for we that are here now to learn a lesson from it, not to bring back the clock wise, but it's for us to learn from it. There are 3 things that beat my imagination I witnessed today. You touched a little bit of it. Simon Ekpa, now they have started blackmailing him, and he's running helter-skelter to know where he will hide his face or head. But there's something I watched them when he's in Nsima, or what they call him, interviewed him. I came to realize that something is fishing. The curse on these people's head is really working. Do you know that Simon Ekpa is now answering the Dragon Man? From there, his name now changed to ESN. I never knew that there is Njoku in his name. Now, instead of Simon Ekpa, it's now Ekpa Simon Njoku, aka ESN. So he opened his mouth because that guy was interviewing him. The secret behind the name. He opened his mouth telling him that he has seen all the jargons the IPOC are writing on social media against him. Even the team pushed him to the extent of presenting his old passport that has expired for them to see the name and know that the name is there, that he did not just concoct it now, and they were still analyzing it, telling him that the name in the old one we are bolder than the one that he has now, and because of that is fake. The thing he concocted now is fake, and he's now telling them that people that have not traveled beyond the territory of Nigeria, talking of traveling abroad, do they know how the Finland passport look like? You see, because he left Tumbo to Finland and got married to that, let me not say that one because it's their private life. You can get married to anybody you feel like getting married to. So you can even marry your grandmother So far, you are looking for greener pasture. And that's exactly what he did. So he's now making mockery of those that did not have the opportunity to travel. So he is the wisest man now, having gone to Finland. So now, having said that, so he was saying that that is his name, that his name is Ekpa Simon Njoko, which is invariably abbreviated as ESN. That is not because of ESN of Nnamdi Kanu. Then his dragon is not because Ikperima raised a dragon flag, that he himself has been a dragon man, and that his relationship with Ikperima is spiritual, that people now may not understand. They can say whatever thing they like, but that coincidence, that is just not a coincidence, but there is a leakage. Their relationship is mysterious and spiritual. For him to eventually float out ESN and also raise dragon flag. So invariably, directly or indirectly, you see where ESN is coming from now. And you see who engineered him to float the ESN. And you see who engineered him to raise dragon flag. As I have been saying, that Ekperima Kanu is daft. His brain is shallow. He has nothing on stake. He's suffering from myopic, low intelligent quotient. Otherwise, somebody that you recruited into the business, into your family business, not quite long, is the person you allowed to come and brainwash you. And that traces back to what somebody commented on what they posted on social media, that he should return their 50 million or 500 million that their ONYIBE gave to him. That person was telling them that shows that you people are daft, that your leader is also daft. For somebody of that category to brainwash him that is going to build an app of 500 million, while the one Zuckerberg did cost 100 millions of USA dollars, but he himself want to use 50 million or 500 million naira and build it for Ekperima, and it will be bigger than that of Zuckerberg. And that was the time he was busy on castigating Zuckerberg that they are going to do this, they are going to do that. That was the time the latest ESN brainwashed him and scammed that money out of his hand. He was ranting on it. Have you seen it now? He himself now is claiming the name to himself and claiming the originator of the occultic kingdom, dragon, to himself, meaning that he is the one that led him to that place. But that notwithstanding, he didn't know what is roping on his head. To relation so he is doing all this, he's saying all this blah blah blah, taking that he's getting his smart. He don't know that he's roping a coal of fire on his head, that when he will start burning him, he will cry, nobody will answer him. That come to pass. Now talking about the missing people, there is this revelation that I just got of recent. I said it during the program, but I don't know what went wrong. Whether I'm hard or not, I don't know. Because along the line, the program stopped, so I've not been able to listen to it. Do you know that these people that have been missing, and this Ekperima, when he was still outside ranting, they will say DSS has come, SAS has come, and he arrested this, like starting from Akowara, them and Obase and Co. After announcing the names of those people on the air, like this Ujuku Oni you are talking now, nobody knows his whereabouts. Do you know that I've been suspecting Ekperima sister, Predecessors, the one working with the Nigerian police, and for the bleaching lawyer, wife working with the DSS. These two people are the brain behind the missing of our people, the one that we claim that DSS has come to take in order to tarnish the image of Nigerian troops. I'm not exonerating them that they are not doing. They have been molesting our people in their own way before Ekperima started his madness. Do you know that those women are the brain behind all the missing of our people? They have fake DSS and fake army and fake police. They normally give them their uniforms to use and come and abduct the one they want to kill. And those people they normally kill them and harvest their organ and sell before we will not hear about the person again. Before Ekperima started announcing, that they have police people are harvesting organ from Okuzu, the Ebonyi State policeman that was there. They are killing people, harvesting their organ. That was the business he was into, or he is into. And I have come to realize that whatever a crime Ekperima accuses anybody of is what he is doing. Whatever he accuses anybody of doing is what he is doing. He is using his sister and that his lawyer wife to be arranging fake police people or army that will be coming to be picking our people one by one. Any of them that were arrested by the real police or army, some of them, if extreme bullet did not kill them at the venue of the incident, many of them are still in the dungeon today. But all those ones who never heard of their traces, Ekperima used their fake DSS and fake army to pick those people, kill them, harvest their organs, sell, make money, plus the ones we are contributing. Those people must be investigated. His lawyer now is happy announcing his departure to hand over to somebody else because he knows the matter has engulfed him. He has superimposed him. There's no way he can meet up with the demand of the 10 on ground. So he wants to quietly hand it over to somebody else so that he will look for a way to run away because he knows that thing must hook him at the long run. Nigerian government should not allow that lawyer to run away. It should hold all of them responsible and investigate them properly. Their hands are into this evil happening in our country or in our nation. Then another thing is he answered. If he never said any other thing right, he said that thing right in the morning or in the afternoon, and that thing increased my love for him for that response he gave. That person asked him his name, he said it. He asked him which group do he belong to for that work he is doing. He said he's on his own doing his journalism work, that he's a blogger, and there is evil going on in his nation. He wants the whole world to hear about it. Since the politicians that own television houses and media houses have refused them announcing it because they are the sponsor, that he want to single-handedly take it up and let the world know about it. The guy now asked him, what about Biafra? What do you feel about Biafra? He said, look, there's no any bona fide indigenous of Igbo or any other tribe that are among the people looking for Biafra that will not be happy if Biafra comes. But it's not coming anyway because it's an armed robber and a scammer and a fraudster that has hijacked it. That look at all those horrible pictures there. It's what the people are doing in their land, killing people, selling their organs, then along the line, roasting their meat, eating. If those kind of people will bring the Biafra, who will then live in it? That's the one is against of. The man greeted him and now left. So I'm not saying this, my response to this is this. That is the kind of work every living Nigeria is supposed to be doing. Not only we that are into the struggle, we know we are struggling for our nation to be restored. If they allow the talk and the action for us alone to be doing, it will appear as if we are just doing it for our own selfish interest. No, let other youths take their own lesson or take their own step from what Ijele is doing. He single-handedly posted all the placards of all the evil they committed in Owerri this period. He made big posters with it and posted in all strategic points in Abuja. And I'm hearing what people are asking, saying there are one of them that say, wow, you mean this young man that I've been saying all these things on did all these kind of things? That no, it must be a criminal. The terrorists attacked them. It's just a small thing. Nigerian troops must do something to make sure that all these people will be apprehended. I say, wow. As he's pressing that thing, people are there commenting about it. So it is something that every other person can join hand with him to be doing. Those of them that are living in Abuja there and they are in support of Nigeria, because Nigeria will not stand if that kind of atrocities and calamities will continue to be going on in the Biafra land. How are they saying one Nigeria? If they will wipe out one particular region, then how will the Nigeria continue to blossom? So that's another thing I noticed from him. And coming to your analysis, as you said, there's another one. Many things coming up every day. Many things coming up every day. We are now vindicated, and I'm happy that they are the one using their hands to kill themselves today. And when they will come out and say the truth behind the whole incident, they will never go free from it. And the Simon Ekpa himself, a butterfly calling himself a bird, I would have advised him as a mother that he should calm down and enjoy the wealth of the Finland woman he married and enjoy it to its fullness, because he will continue dancing on the naked on the marketplace till when whatever happened to his bishop will happen to him. And when it happens to him, his own fall will be heavier than that of his Ekperima. Now he has claimed the ownership of ESN and the originator of Dragon. All is for him. That spirituality behind it, he will confess it when time comes. If he knows what will be good for him, now that they started blackmailing him, let him just open up and say the truth and expose them well, and make use of his successes to avoid the dangerous ground that is trading, to avoid the causes of the land when it will come for him. Now, for the mistakes our predecessors made, it is good that you have brought it out and opened our eyes and broadened our vision, knowledge and understanding for us to know it, because there is nothing one person can do. If we will learn from the past mistakes, we will now work on it, work on the weakness, and hold tight on the strength side of it. United we will stand, divided we will fall. Since Ekperima people didn't want to belong, let all of us that have started this journey, all the pro-Biafrans that have accepted the federal customary government, let all of us put hands tight in it and hold it tight, because we cannot lay our grievances to the international community without having a workable government. That will not be done. Since they have been jumping like a grasshopper from one pool to the other, from one grass to the other, what have they achieved? Nothing. They achieved division. They achieved cannibalism. They achieved kidnapping. They achieved roasting and eating of human flesh. All this evil they have achieved, and they still continued. They have not even relented. They are not even feeling remorse of the evil they are doing. And that murderer, China Samuru, that thought that nobody will ever know what he is doing. Thank God their people are calling him out now. And both men and women, even some the Fulani Janjaweed, as they call it, that are using him, some of them are calling his name today, because people have known that he is the one selling our people out to Nigerian government for them to kill. But me, I still maintain my stance that it's not all of them that Nigerian government troops kills. He himself and the Perima, they have their fake soldiers they normally use to eliminate our people. There is no evil these people did not put their hands into. As time progresses, more are coming. When they will not have any other hiding place, there will be no any hidden place for them again, because the God of Biafra, the God of the land, and the God in heaven that we are serving, they have had our cry, and they have started with that vengeance, and that vengeance will continue till when it will consume all of them. And coming back to all the eloquent speakers, I'm admonishing them and still talking to them. Let all of them use that to their oratory languages and come out to condemn the evil happening in our land. Then have the people, they know the people that we talk to over there. Let them talk to them. And those people that are going for political solution, they should also call them to order and talk to them. Because if they go for that political solution and it came to pass, if it comes to pass to their own bidding, the land of Biafra will not spare them either. All of them will be involved. All of them will be consumed, because many of our children have been devoured by Ekperima and his cannibals and his murderers outside the country. They have stripped us naked, removed all the things we have ever made as money. Then they removed our value. They removed our culture. They removed everything we had as a person. Now they want to start picking us one by one and be eliminating us. But the good God we serving will not allow it to come to pass. So every hands must be on deck to fight this monster. And before I conclude, there's something that just occurred to me now. I watched the video you played on this your broadcast. I found out that you are showcasing to us the replica of a Ekperima Onyoshi Kano of Afaribeku. Do you see how somebody camouflaged and pretended that he is a cripple, that he could not walk? That's how he came in. He crippled into this struggle with hunger that was wiring him as a humble person. He was answering humble servant by then. Everybody came up and came out and it supported him. He used the Machiavellian theory to work on all of us. When we helped him and built him up to the peak, exactly how that guy stopped his car and led him across the road. Immediately he stepped his leg onto the dry ground where he feels that he is safe. He now looked at that man and got up and looked at him as Mr. Nobody. And that he ran away. That's exactly what happened to us between Ekperima and we. And one mistake we ourselves made is that we allowed him to grow to that extent. And now, when he now betrayed everybody, nobody even wanted to pursue him. Thank God for child of circumstance, you and our director and all the other men of calibers there that stood their ground and said that it will not, all their effort will not be allowed to sink into the river just like that. And you stood your ground, started pursuing the right course, the truthful course, and he thought that he has run 100 miles away from us. He didn't know that the world is a global village. At the end, truth must stand. And all the atrocities he committed, he must face it. Justice, fairness, and equity must take its course. He will never go free from it, as far as God liveth, and so shall it be. Diopa, thank you for having me tonight. Continue keeping your good work. We go nowhere. We stand gidigba till when our nation is restored, and nothing more than that. No plus, no minus. Biafra, we need. Thank you, sir. And good evening from you.
Thank you very much. You're always welcome. And of course, we continue to tell our people the truth. We understand how difficult it is to make amends, most especially when you have given your heart, your whole life into an idea. It's almost impossible for you to believe that the lies you have been told almost all your life is a lie. But my brother, you have to get used to it. Call our WhatsApp, can you hear me? Call our WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Call our WhatsApp. Call our WhatsApp. Of course, in most cases, it's always like that. Call our WhatsApp.
Yes, am I coming out clear? What were you doing?
Yes, good evening from here. You are coming out loud and clear now. Go ahead, please.
You are welcome, sir. I greet you. Good evening, Biafrans all over the world. My name I just have few words to chip in concerning the presentation you are making today. I'm so happy once more. In fact, your presentation all over the day spread put in a round hole. So what I have to say this evening is that I really thank God that somebody like you exists in this time to identify with some of the mistakes made by it has not been a lesson to us that those who fought before us have this kind of challenge and the other, and they make one or two mistakes that may make it impossible for their dream to come to pass. Now, though on the side of our late general Bin Chukwemeka, I personally attributed some of his lapses as it concerned not having enough time to consult and to meet so many people, because he was talking about a kind of power devolution, let's say regional autonomy, and I understand that was the reason they went to Aburi. But Gowon, his character and the way the Northerners and the British advised him, he ignored that agreement and do as if nothing happened. Then the Biafra declaration by Ojukwu was like a second choice. Hence, the stands. He now said, I have listened to one of the interviews where he said that he declared Biafra because he has no other alternative to save and protect the Biafran people who are being killed in outside Biafran state. That what he have at that time to do was to declare Biafra, now ask them to come home. Every of them that is being that come home that his government must do everything humanly possible to protect and give them succor before the Gowan come into, because initially they announced police action, as you said, but as I had, the British and all the rest of them advising that this is a serious matter. He doesn't need to use police action, that this is a full military war, you know. And for the people who always used to say that Ojukwu fought war, Ojukwu did not fight war. What he did was he defended her people from being killed, from outside Biafra to the Biafra land, where Gowan and his allies unleashed terror by declaring war in order to make sure that Biafran people was brought back to Nigerian state at all cost. That was the statement of Gowan. Even Gowan initially boasted that they will bring back Biafra and capture Ojukwu within 2 weeks. But as God may have it, things did not work out that way, and the war lasted up to we found ourselves that time. Now we have somebody like you have identified with some of their mistakes and where they didn't do well and where they didn't reason or consult well. Now I am now advising all the pro-Biafran group to come together under this Biafran de facto customary government. Let us reason like a people. Let us talk like a people, brother to brother. Let us consult, even those that exactly the reason we are doing what we are doing, because some of us, like the man that were hosted by Ijele the other day, around 2 days back. The man may be one of those people that was born in Lagos, trained in Lagos, and all the rest of them. He may not know exactly what we are passing through here in Biafra land. So that was, I didn't blame him so much for talking all those blah 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 that he's talking about. So many of us who may not agree with us this time, we still need to consult them. We still need to give them the room to make them to understand exactly what we are doing, because people felt that we are fighting to restore Biafra because we want to be governor or president or thereabout. No, people like me does not even need any position when Biafra come, because I'm not capable of handling any. What moves me to be part of the Biafra restoration was for the benefit of my oncoming children, my children unborn. Because the situation of this country today tells me that in near future, our children will not have a piece of land to live on if we did not rise up and work assiduously and as a people to restore and to restore this freedom for them. And if eventually it happens that way, our children will see us as people who did not prepare for them. They won't have any regard for us. So I thank God for you that have identified with some of their mistakes and all the rest of them. Please let us not those who are doing business, because there are so many of them that is doing business with Biafra blood and all the rest of them. I'm talking about those who are serious about Biafra restoration. We cannot leave any stone unturned. Every community, every ethnic representation must be consulted. We cannot leave any stone unturned. This time is no longer 1967 to 70, where there was lapses and no chance for people to travel and meet people and all the rest of them. So this is exactly what I have to say in that regard. Then my next issue this evening remains the the issue of the people that work with the Ojukwu. From my own history, the way I had that Okokondem was this man, Ukechukwu Merije. He changed his name, he manifested his name to Okokondem to be broadcasting on radio. That was what I had. I don't know if it is true or not. Then I heard that Chida Achebe was the information minister working with Ojukwu. Then this man, Dr. Kanejam, was one of the people that converged and went to Britain to seek for help. Then it was when Britain refused to give them help that the man now came back and renounced himself, because his name was Francis and he was a member of Knight given to him by the Queen. So immediately he came back from Britain because Britain did not accept to give us help. The man now reject the knighthood and reject the baptism name that British gave to him, because he cannot be working with people who support those that is killing his own people. So that was what I had. Then Zeke himself, I heard that it was Zeke that composed this national anthem we are using now in Biafra land. But I later heard that along the line things went wrong. He started working for One Nigeria. So that is the way things happen. That is where I got my own history. So I don't know if it is true or not. So I don't think that Ojukwu reject so many people to work with so many people as the rumors has been carrying it around and all the rest of them. So that is exactly where I want to go to this evening again. And at the same time, we are still battling with the situation of unknown government, ESN and all the rest of them all over Biafra, and especially the side of Olo, also Izombe, and some part of Anarambano and all the rest of them. Hiala was not, some part of some communities in Hiala was not left out. As a matter of fact, I have interviewed so many people within this week about whether they will go home for Xmas. All they are complaining was that there's a gun battle in their community. So even some of them is now having their mothers and the fathers in their homes where they are living in the city. So we are still making it loud to the people to also know exactly what we are passing through. 2 days back, Izombe was attacked again. So many houses burned down, youth killed by Nigerian security agencies in search of IPOB, unknown government, and ESN. So this is exactly the package, the container brought to us by Nnamdi Kanu and his cohort. And as for Simon Ekpa, he knew what he was doing. From the one I saw Simon Ekpa, I know that Simon Ekpa was a cultic man. He's somebody that likes cult. He's a cultic man. Then he know what he's doing. He know where he met Nnamdi Kanu before now. You know how they relate, because that guy is a kind of person that if you are working with him, he will be busy working with somebody who is not even recognized in that particular project you people are doing. He's busy working with that person, or taking direction with that person, having meeting with that person. But you that is working with him, he will have nothing to do with you. He can't even have meeting with you. He's only giving you order and you carry out that order whether you like it or not. So we should not be worrying ourselves with Simon Ekpa, because I listened to one of his broadcasts where he was condemning the DOS. He he mentioned that the BOS was a cabal, a group of cabal plotted by Nnamdi Kanu. You know, you are condemning those that this guy plotted, and you are still working with the person who plotted them to be destroying things. Who is deceiving who? It's just that they are not rapporting fine because they know that each other, all of them have their own personal interests that they are protecting. You know, just like the name of Febu, he said that she is the assets and property and finance recovery worldwide of IPOB. I don't know when IPOB now metamorphosed from freedom fighting now go to assets owners. They are now owning banks, they are now owning estate and all the rest of them. I don't know when they started doing that one. These are the positions you hear the remand and they can be given to people. Which assets are you recovering? Which finance? The one that is within the can or Nenayanya, which of them are you recovering? Or the one that is in my hand? Are they recovering? I can't understand. These are the confusion he always keep creating in the mix of people who supposed to be brothers and sisters, who supposed to be working like one people, moving with one voice and one idea. This guy continue to create confusion here and there. This man that we are complaining missing some days back, it is the same thing with him. He's one of those people he used to send an RM, then use another person to monitor him, then use Obasi to arrest him and beat him up. You know, that man, the last time I speak with Ifeanyi Ojukwu, he told me that after he was arrested and beaten by Obasi and his group, that Obasi later came to his house to plead for forgiveness and also put a clip that he put a voice clip in his car, because after the talk he followed him to his car, he slotted that memory card where Nnamdi Kanu was sending him to that mission that he committed against Ojukwu, to prove to Ojukwu that he was not doing what he was doing on his own. He's being ordered by Nnamdi Kanu. As Chike said when we were talking about the way they came to my side and butchered people and kidnapped some people, you know. So now, but the area I'm blaming Obasi was that as old as Obasi is, how can he allow himself to be used by somebody that he may be senior than? As I am now, no human being can tell me to go and beat up somebody that did not do anything. Even if you do something, highest I tell that person to report to police so that police will arrest that person and charge that person to court. I cannot stand on my own to take a law into my hands. Maybe if I beat that person, maybe that person that I become a murder for something I did not know. Even if I know what that person commit or something like that, we must follow the law to treat a matter so that we can get justice, you know. But that guy allow himself to be used by simple Nnamdi Kanu. He will ask you, go and kill, you go and kill, go and do this, you go and do this, go and kidnap. Okay, today, where is Obasi? Where is Sunday Obasi? That is the problem we are having. After using you, he will set you up, he will send those that will come and arrest you, he will send those that will come and kill you, because you know that you have a secret, you can bring out how he was sending you to go and do those things. So that is the issue. So now, I'm calling on all pro-Biafran group. I have said it before. The only good thing we can do for ourselves is to come together as a people, so that the people outside Biafra land will start seeing us as reasonable people that is serious about our freedom. That is where outside people will now say, let us hear what Biafran people are talking. That is how the international community will start listening to us, because we have come together. Not everybody is on social media. Everybody is not doing Facebook broadcasting. Everybody, this one is castigating dollar. No. It's not that when somebody did wrong, we will not tell him. We will make sure that we tell you, we make you to understand where you goes wrong inside. The reason we are coming out with this Ofuna Mekano was he is trying to show to us that after him, no human being will exist. That is why it is a lie. After us, people like us will exist. We will have children who will behave like us. We have children who will keep on championing the cause of freedom to our people. Because the problem is not getting the freedom. There are people who will manage that freedom to be better for our people, because it's not when you are an order you become living anyhow. If your master said to you, you will start managing your business to grow. You know, even when we get Biafra, our children will come in, take over from where we start managing Biafra for the betterment of our people, for good. We cannot finish all the work that needed to be done in Biafra land. Our children will come and continue from where we stop. So if we die and nobody like us will come, which means even if we get that freedom, it will be like we didn't get the freedom. The real meaning of what that guy was trying to make us know is after him no other person will exist. That is what he has in mind. That makes him to start telling us that he can play God if he chooses to. For him to utter that word that he can play God if he chooses, he can decide who lives and who dies, he can destroy wherever he may have up to. He has already played God. He has been doing it before coming out to say he can do that. That is why when you send people to commit crime, when you manage to complain to him, he will tag you terror, he will tag you kidnapper, he will tag you saboteur. They will say that you are destroying the struggle, because he never wants any human being to ask him questions, not to talk of challenging of his wrongdoing. So my brothers and sisters, and those of them who have been threatened and pushed to the wall concerning IPOB and their bingos, please look for any pro-Biafran group that is up and doing, not people talking with mouth, not people drinking at the bar with Biafra, not people going to one paper stand or the other. You see people every day, you see them at the paper stand discussing Biafra, buying all this 50 naira newspaper of Biafra. Not those people. Look for a serious people. Biafra Nation Alliance is one of them. Make your contact, join us. You will know what is fighting for freedom and somebody over people. So I urge you, don't be left out in this movement, our freedom. This freedom is the only thing, is the only serious legacy we can bequeath to our children. Forget about the mansion, the 5-story building, and all the rest of them people are building. If these people succeed in taking over our land, it will become their own. Even all these churches you see everywhere, mansion everywhere, church. When these people succeed in doing what they are doing, you will see that those places will turn to mosque. So this freedom is the only serious legacy we can leave for our children to come, so that we can be recognized, we can be remembered from generation to generation. So I rest my case for here for other peoples to call in and air their view. Thereby, ONYIBE, I thank you very much for your steadfastness in this struggle. So many people has gone home telling you that let me go home, if I talk now they will kill me, but you remain straightforward and strong in what you believe in, which is Biafra, and you remain to say that you condemn evil, no matter who is involved. I really thank you, and I say may God bless you and bless your children. Remain blessed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother. The same with you. When we tell them we go nowhere, they don't understand. Sometimes there are need to pause in order to gain more ground. And whatever I require, we will exploit every option available. That having been said, our predecessors has made so many mistakes, but we do not stand to condemn them. But it is imperative that we learn from some of their shortcomings. This will help us move faster. This will help us get to our destination on time. This is a matter of a nation. We're discussing issues that affect a nation. We're not talking about one shop. We're not talking about one organization, one company. We're talking about nation, not just even a nation. Nations. That is why we are called Biafra Nations Alliance. Nations. There are a lot of conflicting interests, and this issue must be engaged meticulously. A single mistake can delay us 10 years. Eventually, the mistakes of Nnamdi Kanu, even in 100 lifetime, he can't change it. He has finished his journey. The earlier you people understand, the best. Let them run their social media like Shiwore, peddle lies everywhere. But that will not give us Biafra. Blackmail everybody, deceive everybody, that will not give us Biafra. And now understand, like our brother Nwoko Wanzi made mention earlier, about the support of those noble men I love so much. Honestly, these are stories coming from the same angle. Why are our elites not vocal about it? Why are they not proud to see what they have done? Both the ones who did good, both the ones who did evil, they hide all these things on that cloak. They don't say it. They only whisper it among themselves. And whatever information they have driven home, they weaken us on a daily basis as a people. We must learn from them. And struggle will not give us Biafra. But maybe somewhere along the line it may be necessary. And this is after we have evaluated the cost. We have checked the cost. Make adequate arrangement for issues regarding collateral damage. Ensure that we are ready to pay the necessary price of sacrifice required. It is not about what we come and say and then no. Most of these people can't even practice what they preach. They can't. It's very bad. It's very bad. Today you are killing people because Nnamdi Kanu sent you or China Sanguru sent you. You are non-government, you are ESM, you are terrorizing our land, killing our people. And then the people you are killing, they are watching you. They are waiting for you, but you are not ready. And at the end of the day, the same people causing this confusion, this disunity among us. At the end they say, there is time to unify. Let us unite. Let's talk with one voice. You are who talk with one voice when your voice is filled of lies. Although you've not heard it said, do not equally yoke with unbelievers. We understand the stage we are at this moment. Some of you are going to find it difficult to accept the truth. But eventually you will accept the truth. Because the truth is forcing its way out already. You can imagine Madam ONYIBE and the rest of them. They stole 50 million US dollar. They are not thief, they are your hero, born again. And so if Simeon Ekpa, who just entered IPOB less than a year, can steal 50 million naira from Nnamdi Kanu, how much did Nnamdi Kanu steal? And this having been said, I will stop here this evening. Appreciation to those of you who call in and make your contribution. Nobody takes a kingdom by word, but by action. Ada Biafra, Agunwanyi, and of course Mazi Onwukwenwanzi, you're highly appreciated. We'll continue telling our people the truth until they are able to assimilate all the necessary information that is needed for them to survive in this era. I also appreciate those of you on Facebook. I don't expect you to understand everything. Our job is in different forms and direction. And I can assure you, we are getting home gradually. We are getting home, and our job is being done. We must continue to push for Biafra restoration. It is our only hope. Don't let anybody deceive you. All this agent of Nigeria will tell you about the different names. Make we bomb Peking first before we begin to think of name we will go give her. They will tell you different things. They will distract you. Tell you fairy tales. But all we need to know, it's already at our disposal. We must make proper use of it. At this junction, I will say good night and God be with you. Ndewono.
The spirit of innocent Biafrans, where they flow like a river. I said the blood of innocent Biafrans, where they massacre, where they flow like a Red Sea. Spirit of innocent Biafrans, where they massacre, where they rise like a big star. Rise up, spiritually and physical. Rise up, upon anybody, with they again, this my freedom. Rise up, upon anybody, with they again, this Biafra. Our Father who art in heaven, oh. We say hallowed be thy name, oh. We dey wait for your kingdom to come, oh. Right here on earth as it is in heaven, oh. We say promise, you promise your children. Promise, you promise your people, oh. We say promise, you promise the Biafra. Yeah, since amalgamation we see they suffer. They start to killing us since 1945. Till the today they are not satisfied. Yeah, we're like a stranger in the land of scavengers. Then they kill us, then they eat us. So they make war upon us and our senators. Don't turn against us. They want to stop us, but they cannot stop us. Yeah, Biafra is unstoppable, unstoppable, it's unstoppable, because the fire is unquenchable, unquenchable, unquenchable. Freedom, if you're blocking on the Biafra, freedom, cause if you're blocking on the Biafra, freedom, make it freedom to go. Because he cried on it too much. Because he cried on it too much, yo. Because he suffered on it too much, yo. In a nation, because he killing on it too much, yo. Because he suffered on it too much, yo. Because he cried on it too much, yo. In a nation, yeah. My brother, rise up, and let's is marching into the promised land, our paradise. I am that I am, says the Lord, is a mighty man in battle. Whenever he say yes, nobody can say no. I say nobody can battle with the Lord. Papa Kwo knows who go. All the killing them are killing Biafra. Say Nigeria, Kwo knows who go. A million souls they want to kill before they go leave us as the Biafra. A million souls they want to kill before they go see us as a nation. Me they ask United Nations.